40-year-old airline, still working? No. 40-year-old fashion, still working? Not so much. A 40-year-old transit system, still working.
I'm just glad it's there because I don't drive and I depend on it.
I was kind of stunned how quiet, clean, fast.
I wouldn't take any other public transportation other than BART.
It's really the main reason I think I can live in Berkeley, because it's so good.
BART's all-electric trains whiz along 104 miles of track at speeds up to 80 miles an hour, carrying customers as diverse as the Bay Area itself.
It's better than what I have in Atlanta or probably even in Chicago or even in India.
I've lived in Alaska, I've lived in Florida, and no other place has a transportation system like ours.
And now we're serving more customers than ever, almost 400,000 on weekdays. It didn't start that way.
We carried 100,000 passengers our first week when we ran trains between Fremont and MacArthur Station in Oakland.
There were a lot fewer people and drastically less service in 1972. But that doesn't mean BART wasn't a big deal right off the bat.
It was on the opening day of BART, and they had free ridership. And so I went with my parents, my mother and father, and we rode up and down the tracks, and it was like a carnival. We felt like we were in the future. We'd been hearing about this for so many years, and it actually came true, and it was wonderful.
Back then, it was exciting because it was new. It was thought of as almost like a big toy coming here.
You could ride more or less almost all day for about $1, and it's very cheap.
It just seemed to automatically move and hover and zoom down the tracks.
Less than a month after carrying its first paying passengers, BART made like Air Force One and gave the President and First Lady a lift.
Well, I took Pat Nixon and showed her how to use the fare equipment in the San Leandro BART station. And then we all boarded a train and rode back to Lake Merritt. And we showed Nixon the control center, and then he gave us a nice fat check for $28 million for new cars.
Those new cars? Yeah, we're still using them. Not that we don't add new things or break new ground, even underwater.
First, getting ready for the Trans-Bay Tube linking Oakland and San Francisco.
The Trans-Bay Tube sits on the bottom of the bay between Oakland and San Francisco. It's an engineering marvel that took real American ingenuity and real elbow grease before its 1973 opening.
For about a month and a half, my job was to wash the whole Trans-Bay Tunnel out with a fire hose to get it ready for its opening.
The tube has been essential to BART and its riders since its opening, never more so than in the aftermath of the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake.
The Bay Bridge was down for almost a month. BART began running 24 hours a day, and our ridership jumped by almost 100,000 a day overnight. People needed to use BART, and I think for a lot of people, they discovered BART as a result of that.
Right after the earthquake and how we still had transportation, I think that was probably the best experience I had. They made that was a difficult time, and they made it very easy.
We were ready to run for the communities that we serve very soon after that. And then you have seen it play out again right during 9/11, 2009 bridge problems. I mean, on and on and on.
On and farther too. BART has continued to expand with the region. New extensions and stations have increased access and mobility over the years.
The difference between then and now is we've grown with the system, and our capabilities and reliability have grown at the same time.
I started riding BART in about mid-'80s, and and I've enjoyed the fact that it's gotten out as far as Pleasanton.
The extension of San Francisco International Airport, opened in 2003, creates a world-class train-to-plane connection.
We do take it to the airport at least 2 or 3 times a year.
And we're still growing. BART is headed to San Jose and the Silicon Valley.
It will cover more ground, more people will use it, we'll be more dependent on public transportation, and be using less fuel.
BART is also giving technologies that cost less to build a try. We're extending BART service to eastern Contra Costa County and to Oakland International Airport.
When you see the growth in the region, when you see what we've been able to do even during financial hard times, and when you see the resiliency of the employees that are here, it's just excitement.
There's a lot new with BART, but a lot that's been here since the beginning.
There are places that need work. There's no doubt about it. It's lived out a 40-year life cycle.
BART's looking to reinvest to keep what we've got running and reliable.
And I think a lot of times when you build things, people don't think about the cost of maintaining it after you've built it. And this is important now. So
I can see that there's improvements already being done at the moment, so I would hope that it will be, you know, as efficient as it is now, and maybe updated.
Updated new train cars are on the way. The first 410 have been ordered, setting the stage for the next generation of trains and riders.
Yeah, I took my daughter first train ride when she was like a year old.
My 10-year-old daughter, we took her on the train a year ago, and it was just as exciting for her as it is for me now, and this is 40 years later.
Keeping BART going depends in large part on you. We want you to stay informed. BART.gov lets you tailor exactly how you want to receive information. And we want to hear from you. We're celebrating 40 years of service, but it's your BART.
continue to look ahead because we're going to get better.